Thank you, sir. All right. So here it's very easy to, uh, have the video locked on, but I don't know in Ooty whether you'll be wearing the mask. There you can't escape. So you have to show your face. Either ways, keep the videos on, and I think, that will be a better one instead of giving instruction all over again. Fine. So before we start, anyone can take through what did we learn last week? Any volunteer?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Anidhi. No surprises. Okay.
Sir, last class we learned consistency, the quality of always behaving or performing in a similar way, or of always happening in a similar way. Consistency leads to self-discipline, teaches us self-control, improves our overall personality momentum. So we he went to his house where he had windows in his chamber to wear the same. He got down on his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks to God as he had done previously. 6 attributes are: start with the morning right, second, directed and focus, third, managing our thoughts. Thoughts should not be about short goals, negativity, etc. Fourth, kill self-doubt. Doubt kills more dreams than failure. Ever will. Don't doubt at yourself. Never give up. If it is right thing to do, you are special. Galatians 6:9 tells, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. All right. So hopefully you learned what is consistency. And I think, for the last few months, we have been consistently telling be on video, and you have been consistently not being on video, few of you, not all of you, right? So that consistency is bad, right? So you have to consistently move in a positive aspect. So today is a very short topic again, and possibly you'll be learning this, and you'll be implementing this in another 2 days in Ooty. For people who are going to join us in Ooty, there is something that I'll be noticing there, whether you're implementing what I'm talking to you about today. Right. So today's topic is a very short topic again, and are you able to see the slide?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is the slide talking about?
Being an ideal team player.
All right. Being an ideal team player. Right. So we have learned earlier about why should we be working in teams and how should we be working in teams, right? We learned about teamwork. I think, in the 3rd or 4th session of this leadership training. So today we are going to learn, in a team, how can you be an ideal team player? When I say ideal, can anyone give me what is the meaning of ideal?
Perfect, sir.
Perfect. Exact. Right? Close to perfect. Okay. Being an ideal team player. Now, if you have a team, imagine all the players in the team being ideal or perfect. Do you think anyone can win over the team? Possibly not.
No, sir.
No. So with this group of ecological leadership team that we have right now, you 50 people, right?
Warriors.
This team, each one should be ideal, right? Perfect. And being a perfect team player, look at the word player. If you're in a team, think you're in a football team, right? You have been a part of the squad, 11 people. Now you're one among the 11 people and you do not play. You do not pass the ball. You do not run behind the ball, right? You do not defend, right? Do you think you're playing a game well for the entire team? Someone is passing the ball, but you're just standing there and watching. You're not touching the ball. You're not running behind the ball. When a person from opposite team is trying to get the ball towards your goal, you're not defending your team. Do you think there is any value for the team that you are in? Not at all. It's as well as good that you can sit outside the stadium and keep clapping, right? If you're being a part of the 11 people in a football team, you should play the game. And how should you play the game? As an ideal team player, not a normal player. You have to be an ideal, perfect team player. So today we are going to learn about how can I, when I say I, it's you here, how can I contribute to a team, right? When I'm in a team, when I'm in a group, what is my contribution, right? In another 2-3 days, we are going to meet in OT. You people are going to be in groups. You people are going to be made in teams, right? People from maybe Karnataka Northern Diocese will be with Cochin Diocese, right? They'll be made as a team, right? So there, what is your contribution to that group? You can't come there and just sit there along with someone and just walk out. There should be some contribution. So you're going to follow these three or few aspects what I'm going to teach you today for the coming week. From there also for your entire life. Okay. So this is a topic that we are going to deal about how to be an ideal team player, which can help in a successful skill force, right? So understand this 40-50 people who are gathering every Wednesday online. This is a skill force that we are planning to or preparing you for a particular project, a task. And in this, no one can just be a spectator. You have to be a player and a perfect player, right? So we'll be learning about how to be an ideal team player. Now, the next question is, why should I be an ideal team player? Why is it important that I should be an ideal team player? Anyone can answer. Why should I be an ideal team player? What does it do?
Make an team successful.
To make a team successful. Very good. Very good. Anyone else? Why should I be a perfect team player in the team? Why is it important for me to be a very ideal player?
Sir, it's a responsibility.
It's a responsibility, right? 12 disciples of Jesus Christ. Do you think all the 12 were perfect? That entire team was perfect?
Yes, sir.
No, right? One fellow was doubting, right? 2-3 people ran away when Jesus was crucified, right? One person, in fact, betrayed.
Traitors.
Yeah, traitor, right? So imagine this. If you're not a perfect team, what happens to the team? Right? The entire team can get demolished. But of course, God did work miracles with the rest 11 of them. Understand this, right? He worked miracle with 11 of them. So why is it important that I have to be an ideal team player? Number one, right? It increases your efficiency, right? If you're an ideal team player, it increases your stamina, it increases your, what you say, if a job is given to you, you'll do it perfectly fine. You'll never go close to 98%, 97%. You'll actually do it close to 100%. You'll always get the job done at 99.99, 99.9. You'll never do 80% of the job and be happy. That's number one. If you're an ideal team player, right, you will give 100% and that will increase your efficiency. Number two, it builds innovation, right? When you're contributing or when you're utilizing a characteristic to be an ideal team player, it builds your innovation. What is innovation, right? You'll build
Creativity.
something out of nothing, right? There'll be something and you'll look at it in a different way. What is creativity? Creating something out of nothing, building something out of nothing. What is innovation? There is something and you do something different. That is innovation. So you being an ideal team player will bring innovation. Now look at all these points when you're coming to OT, right, for the gathering, or when you're going to be in some classroom in a team, right, or when you're put in a group, you need to increase the efficiency, your skills. Number two, you need to be very innovative. Think in a different perspective. Number three, it will build trust. This is very important, right? How many of you right now, right? If India is playing, I think you'd have watched a match early this last week when India played Pakistan, right? Wonderful match. I
Yes,
think
sir.
most of you would have seen it. The moment you saw Virat Kohli there, right, there was a trust somewhere in your mind. This fellow will hit six. Or if you go back 2, 3 years before when Dhoni was playing, whether if it's 2 balls, 12 runs, still you will have the trust because you know Dhoni is there. He'll hit 2 6 helicopter shots, right? So whenever you're an ideal team player, you build trust, right? Next, it promotes strong relationship values. Got it? So when you're an ideal team player, right, you'll build very strong relationship with other people in the team. When you're not an ideal player, right, you cannot build that strong relationship. So understand this. If people have to believe you, have to build relationship with you, you need to be a team player. If you're just sitting quiet in the team and watching people, right, they'll never like to come and talk to you. Only if you're contributing something, people will try to have relationship with you. Yes, that's the truth. Next one, it increases learning attitude. So an ideal team player will always never stop learning. He will always want something more, right? He will never be enough of learning. He'll always want, intensive learning. He will learn from everyone in the team. He will never say, I'm the biggest person here. For example, if you talk about Messi or whatever, right? Or Ronaldo, right, in a football stuff, or if you're talking about Virat Kohli, right? If they feel that they are the best people, sports people, right, and they don't want to learn from anyone, they will surely look at their defeat. What a team player will always do is he'll always learn from others. No one is lesser, no one is superior to you. That's the attitude that you need to have. The next one is positives of sharing. An ideal team player will share. All right. The attribute of an ideal team player is sharing. You'll understand the value of sharing, how important it is, right? So these are the reasons why you have to be a team leader. I mean, team player. If you're an ideal team player, you can build all these things, right? You can increase your efficiency. You can actually innovate. You can be trustworthy. You can build a strong relationship. You can start learning, right? Your knowledge will increase. And of course, you'll learn the attitude of sharing also, right? So today we're going to learn 3 attributes of being a team player, right? Very simple, right? 3 attributes of being a team player, 3 qualities or 3 factors that has to be there in you to be a team player. Number 1 is humility, right? This is the first factor. Now, what is humility? It is the quality of thinking yourself less important compared to others. Okay. In other words, we can call it as humble, right? If you have to be a very good team player, you should never have attitude. You should always be humble, right? See, that's one of the beautiful attributes. I think if you look at the picture, you'll understand, you'll relate it to one of the incident in Bible. Can anyone tell me?
So Jesus washing the legs of his disciples.
Jesus washing the legs of his disciples, right? The Last Supper, you'll understand. So Jesus humbled himself. See, that's a quality of a team player. A team player will never think I am the greatest one, right? So if you have to be an amazing team player, right, you always have to give importance to others first and then yourself, right? It's like a football match, right? The ball is getting passed to you and you think I only should score the goal. My name should come there on the record that I only scored the goal. But there is one more person waiting near the goal, right? He's asking, pass the ball. In fact, he is very closer to the goal than you. And you think, no, I'll not pass the ball to him. I'll only score a goal, right? Because you want your name to be in fame, right? Obviously, you're going to lose. You're not going to hit the goal. Second thing is, it shows your attitude, right? So, what is humility here? Putting your values second and considering other values first. Now, when you're put in a team, for example, when you're putting in a team, in a group, and you're being given a task, all of us have this one attitude, right? We always tell, my idea should work. I'll tell my idea, use this. If they don't use your idea, you'll get offended. You'll get angry. You'll say, why didn't you use my idea? If they don't use your idea, then you'll say, I'll not participate. I will not contribute, right? And you'll sit quietly. You'll keep watching the team and you'll go one more extent further. You'll be praying this idea should not work. Then people should say, hey, your idea was fine. Yeah, we should have used your idea. You want it. If you are thinking like that in any group, any team, and sitting there saying that, you didn't listen to me, now you people should fail. That is not humility, right? What is humility? Even if they don't accept your ideas, you should work for the idea which the team has chosen and make sure it's successful. Putting yourself second. That's what Jesus did. That's what exactly Jesus did. He put himself second. He put other people first, right? That's the attitude of a excellent, ideal team player. If you have to be a team player, put your team values first and then yours. Okay. The second thing is being hungry. This is very important attribute of being an ideal team player, right? You have to be hungry, right? Can you read the statement on the right side on the picture?
You can't stop a beast that's hungry for a better
You
life.
start searching helps to prioritize your goal.
On the
Build
right
skill.
side, on the right side,
You
below the
can't stop a
lion,
beast
You
that's
can't
hungry
stop
for
a
a better
beast
life.
that is hungry for a better life.
correct? You cannot stop a beast that's hungry for a better life. Can you stop a lion? Because there's a lion picture, I'm asking a question. A lion is very hungry. It wants to eat. Can you go and shut his mouth? You will become the food. Correct? Forget about the food the lion wants to eat. You'll become the food. See, when someone is hungry, they will actually go for it. If you're a team player, you need to be hungry. When I'm saying hungry, it's not food I'm talking about here. You understand, right? It's not stomach. I'm talking about the hunger of winning, right? See, what happens, when you're hungry, there is a creation of need. You need something. Put yourself, no, for example, you're very hungry. You'll be running around the kitchen looking for something. There's a need. You need some toffees, you need some ice creams, you'll open the refrigerator. You'll actually, you need something to eat that time. You'll not be very specific. Are you understanding? When you're really hungry, you'll not say, I want mutton biryani now. Even a rice sambar will do that time for you. If you're really hungry, right? You'll not be very specific. So there is a need. The second thing is, when you're hungry, it builds competitiveness. Do you agree? Right? When you're hungry, it will build you a competitive nature. For example, you see a lion, it's very hungry. Now the lion has to compete with the deer. The deer is the fastest running animal now. Now it has to compete with the deer to attack and eat. It is hungry, so it will actually start competing with the other animal to kill it. Right? So when you're actually hungry, right, you'll build that competitive stuff. When you're actually hungry for good marks in your 10th standard or 12th standard, right, you'll start building that competitiveness. Right? You'll start having that in your mind. I need to score more, right, than what I scored last time, or what I scored than my friend. So there's a competition that is built. And when you're hungry, right, you'll start searching. Have you noticed this? I told you earlier, when you're hungry, right, you'll start entire house, you'll roam around, open all the bottles, boxes. You'll try to search whatever is there, let me eat something. When you're hungry, automatically your eyes will go for a lot of things. It will search, it will keep searching. Similarly, when you're hungry for winning, your mind will start searching, right? It will not be quiet. It will see any way where I can be, enhancing myself. It will look out for places. It will search, where can I get knowledge? It will search for mentorship. It will search for, what you say, skills. That's what happens when you're hungry. The third one is, when you're hungry, you'll start ranking your goals. You'll know which comes first, which comes second. Did you get it? When you're really hungry, right, you know, this is what I need in life. When you're full, you'll be okay to have anything. Did you notice this? When your stomach is full, right, you'll say, okay, anything, any ice cream will do. But when you're actually hungry, right, you'll be very specific. I want this stuff right now to fulfill my stomach. The last one is, when you're being hungry, right, you start building skill. See, that's how, why we have to learn a lot of things from animals. That's a beautiful creature by God. You know how lion hunts? Small lions, cubs. The mother lion, the lioness, right, will take the cubs in the sense, it will be grown up around 6-8 months by now. It will take it to the forest and it will start showing an animal. And it will not feed. You know what the lioness will do is, at one point of time, it will not feed its children, its cubs. Usually what happens? The mother will go hunt, get the animal, it will distribute to the cubs. But once the mother knows, now it's the time for the children to go and hunt, it will not hunt. It will be quiet. It will not hunt any animals. It will see, and the children will be very hungry now, the small lions. And it will take it to the forest and it will show, if you want to eat, if you want food, go hunt right now. Now what happens, this children, the small lions are hungry now. They'll be looking at the mother is not giving food. Now they have no other option than they getting into the forest and hunting. Now while hunting, they will run, they will chase, they will fall down. They'll be learning a lot of things. And this all happens while they're hungry still. They're not being fed. So during hunger, the small lion or the cub will learn hunting. They learn a skill called hunting. So you people, when you're hungry, right? When I'm talking about hungry, when you're hungry for a win, when you're hungry for a success, you'll actually learn a lot of skills. If you're today hungry to become a very good leader, you'll learn the leadership skill. If you're not hungry, you'll say, come on, it's okay. Someone is doing for me. But if you're really hungry to be a leader, you will start building skills, right? This is the second quality of or attribute of an ideal team player. They'll be always hungry. The third quality or the attribute is smartness. Can I ask you a question? How many of you are smart here? Okay. Most of you are raising the hand. Okay, define what is smartness. Anyone who raised the hand, right? Answer. What is smart? Anyone, quick. Sunny, you raised your hand. Kirtikna, you raised your hand.
Sir, using our brain to do things like simple things.
Using your brain is called smartness, and using your body is called hard work. Okay, using your brain is called smart. Now tell me, you're writing your notes, your school notes. Are you using your brain and writing? Kirtigna, you're using your brain while writing notes?
Partially, sir.
Partially. Okay. Now, can I call that as smartness?
No, sir.
No, right? Everyone uses brain. If you're not using the brain, you're already done. You're in coma. You should have not been alive by now. All of us are using a brain right now. You're listening to it, you're looking at the video, your senses are working. It's all because your brain is working. Now, what is smartness? Smartness is not shortcut. Most of us think smart work is nothing but shortcuts. It's not shortcuts. So what is smartness? Two things. Look at the slide. Number one, being emotionally strong. Right? We have learned a particular topic which is called as emotional intelligence. You remember handling emotions, right? So what is smartness? Using your emotions, right, in a very strong manner. That is called smartness. How you can direct or program your emotions, right? All of us have emotions, but how that emotion can be put in a productive way is called as smartness. Number one, you can be angry. That's your emotion. But if you're angry for silly things, you're not smart. Are you understanding? Yes. So what is being smart? Using your emotions right. Number two, using common sense. That is smartness, right? If you use your common sense itself, right, you are smart. What is common sense? Very simple. You have a homework to be done, right? And it has to be submitted tomorrow in the school. Okay. You're watching TV today and you didn't write the homework. Now, this is called nonsense, right? Your common sense is by now you should have finished homework because that comes first. Your sense, your common sense should tell you, hey, there is homework which has to be done. That is my priority. If your mind is saying, no, no, watching TV is better, then instead of common sense, the nonsense is taking charge. When nonsense takes charge, you don't become smart, you become a fool. So being a fool or being smart is the way you use your common sense. Okay? Did you understand? To put it in a better way, there is a lorry coming on the road. Your common sense will tell you, don't cross the road, wait. Now, if you cross the road, even the lorry is coming and you're crossing the road, it's a nonsense. People who cross the road when the lorry is coming are called fools. But you are smart in case you wait till the vehicle passes and then you cross, then you are smart. Okay. Now, did you understand? Now we have to have all these three attributes to be an ideal team player. What are the three attributes? Number one, what is it?
Humility, being
Yeah.
hungry, and being smart.
Being hungry and being smart.
All right. Humility, being hungry, and being smart. Now comes the challenge. Now look at this graph. Okay. The ITP, which is there in yellow, it is called ideal team player. Now, what is this ideal team player now? You need to have all these three. Now, how this will play is, I think high school students will understand this chart better, right? Now, look at a person in case you're humble, right? You're humble. You accept other people, you put them first, right? You're humble. At the same time, you're hungry, okay? But you're not smart. Did you understand? You're humble and you're hungry, but you're not smart. Then, you'll never become ideal team player. Instead of that, what you would become is an accidental mess maker. You'll create lot of mess in the team. Because you're not smart, right? You're humble. You're accepting other people's thoughts, actions. At the same time, you're hungry to win. But if you're not using smartness with that, you'll become an accidental mess maker. What is accidental mess maker? Anything that you do, you'll tend to make sure that it flops. If you're having only these two qualities, and if you're not smart. Okay, so be very careful when you're working in teams. If you find anyone who's very humble, right, very modest, right, they'll say, hey, you do you, whatever you say, right, it's okay, it's okay. But on the other side, they're not smart. Then you come into the accidental mess maker, right? Now, you're hungry, right? You're hungry, right? You have that passion, you want, you have that zeal, you're hungry, and you are at the same time, sorry, you're humble, and at the same time, you're smart. You're a lovable slacker. Now, what is slacker? Slacker is nothing but a lazy person. They'll only keep talking, they'll never do anything. Right? So if you are humble and if you are smart, without hunger, you don't have that hunger, right, in the team. You don't have that urge in the team. You are very humble and you are smart. This sort of person, right, will never do the job. They'll always sit in the team, right? They'll be very quiet. If anyone says anything to do smartly, they will say, they'll pass it on to somebody else. You'll come across these sort of characters, right? They'll be very nice people, but they'll never do the job, right? This is a very dangerous thing again. And the third quality is a person who's smart and who's hunger, but is not humble, very arrogant. A person is very smart and very hunger, right? This person is a very dangerous combination. If you find this sort of person, we call this person as politician, right? What does a politician do? They'll get their work done. They'll not think about others. And if you find this sort of person in your team, right, automatically you'll be taken for a ride. So if you're being humble and being hunger without smartness, you'll spoil the entire goal of the team. If you're humble and you're smart, but you're not hungry, right, you'll be very lazy, you'll never do the job, right? If you're smart and you're hungry and you're not humble, you'll push the entire team down. No one will like you, right? You'll kill the very essence of the team, right? Now look at this. This entire three things has to be in a combination. It has to meet together to form an ideal team player. So if you have to be an ideal team player, you have to have humility, you have to be hungry, you have to be smart. You have to use these three things. So whenever anyone is making teams and putting you in teams and asking you to perform in teams, keep these three things in your mind. I should be humble, I should be hungry, I should be smart. When I say I should be hungry, it means to say I should be hungry to learn, hungry to win, hungry to contribute. That's what I meant, right? So three attributes whenever you're in a team. You have to be humble, you have to be hungry, and you have to be smart, right? Now let me ask you a question. Let's see how many of you attend Sunday school regularly. Tell me a person in Bible who was humble and hungry, but he was not smart. Think of all the characters. Tell me one character in a Bible who was very humble and also very hungry, but who was not smart.
Sir John.
John. John the prophet, John the disciple. With John.
Sir,
Sir, John the Baptism.
Sir, Simon Peter.
Who told Simon Peter?
Sir, Kirtigna.
No, who told Simon Peter?
Kirtigna, sir.
Kirtigna. Tell me, Kirtigna. You're close. Why Simon Peter?
Sir, because when Simon Peter and his fellow followers of Jesus Christ were fishing, when Jesus Christ came and when Jesus Christ came and told, like, take care of my lamb, take care of my sheep, he didn't get what those sheep and lamb are, but then he was hungry for Jesus Christ and he was very humble, but he wasn't smart enough to understand what those sheep and sheep are.
Very good, Kirtigna. Very good. Right? Possibly, we can take Simon Peter as one example based on, the occasion what Kirtigna explained. There's another thing also, right? See, he was very hunger for Christ. He was very humble to him, but he was not smart enough, right? He took the sword and cut off the ear of the guy in the garden. He was not smart there, right? Okay, good. Now tell me one more character who was humble and was smart, but he was not hungry. A lazy character.
Sir, Jonah.
Jonah. Do you think Jonah was smart? In one sense, he was smart. He was going in an opposite direction to the direction which God told, right? He was thinking in that smartness. Maybe I can take that as an answer, but any other character in Bible was humble? And of course, Jonah was not humble, right? If he had humbleness, he'd have put God first. Okay. Tell me one more person was humble and smart, but he was not hungry. Think. Think of all characters in Bible that you come across.
Sir Paul.
Paul?
Paul. Yes.
Okay. Paul was humble. Paul was the most. One of the person who was very hunger for Christ. Okay. Okay, but tell me how Paul. Let's see if there is any answer. Humble and smart. Think. No answer.
Sir, King Solomon.
King Solomon. King Solomon was smart, humble. He was not hungry.
Sir, Saul.
Saul. Okay, how?
Sir, Moses.
Moses was smart. Moses was smart.
Sir, Aaron.
Aaron.
Yes, sir, because he was humble. He was smart enough to go and talk to the Pharaoh. Like Moses had speech problem, and then Aaron talked on his behalf.
Hmm.
But then when Moses went onto the hilltop to talk to God, Aaron encouraged people to, make the gold idol of calf. So he was not that hungry for God.
Very,
Like, it's my perspective.
very good. Very good. Close enough. So it was Aaron, right? Okay. Smart and hungry, this combination, but was not humble. A skillful politician. Think about a character who was smart and hungry, but was not humble.
So can it be Lucifer?
Lucifer. Lucifer. He was hungry. He was hungry for wrong reasons. I'm talking about hungry for positives, for winning. Maybe I can take that as an answer, but any other characteristics? Any other character? Smart and hungry, but not humble. They never put themselves, others first. They always put themselves first. They wanted it to be done. That hunger was there, smartness was there, but humility was not there.
Sir, Saul, sir.
Saul.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me an incident.
Sir, when David killed Goliath, that time everybody were praising David. That time Saul was jealous and he wanted to kill David, sir.
Okay.
Sir, and he was also smart, sir. He was tall enough and he has a good attire.
Who? Saul.
Saul.
You're talking about Saul the king.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Maybe I can take the first part of the answer, Sanidhi. Right? Possibly, the beginning, the second part of Saul. He was smart enough. He lost that humility and he was still hungry for God. Okay, I can take that. But to make it very easy for you, right, to understand, there was this guy who came to Jesus and asked, what is something that I have to do to enter the kingdom of heaven? A rich man. Yes. He came and asked. He is the smartest guy. He has a lot of knowledge. He has all the commandments in his hand, right? Well versed. And he had that hunger to enter the kingdom of heaven, right? But what he lost was humility, right? When God told, give everything, whatever you have to the poor, that fellow went back. Did you understand that incident in Bible? Right? Now, if you have any two and you lack one of these qualities, you cannot be an ideal team player. So if you have to see someone of you, any one of you as an ideal team player, you need to have humility. You need to put the other person in the team first. You need to have smartness and you need to have that hunger to achieve. If you have only these three things, you can be called as an ideal team player. This ideal team player is not only for the teams that's formed in schools. We are talking about even in family. In a family, you can be an ideal team player. You could be the ideal daughter, ideal son, right? Only if you can follow these three things, right? So keep this in mind. And when you're meeting, right, obviously you'll be meeting people from different dioceses, different schools. Always be humble, right? Be smart and always have that hunger to associate, learn, achieve. Clear with this? Okay, so that forms the session. So any questions?
So how to know that another person is an ideal team player?
Same thing. Apply these three things there.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Apply these three things there. Now, what will happen unbin is, it came from unbin. So I understand, we always keep looking at others before testing on others, whether they have these three things. We need to have all those three things first. When can you know you are an ideal player? When people fight for you, they should say, I want Pratna in my team. I want Smayan in my team. Or I want Anbin in my team. When they fight for you, right, they say, I want this guy in your team. How in cricket, you play, right? You'll say, I want that batsman. You'll fight for that guy. Why will you fight? Because he has skills, he can score well, he can listen to you, right? So similarly, how will others know that you are a very good team player is when they see these three attributes in you. And the same thing applies if you have to look out who can be an ideal team player, you need to check these three things in them. Are they humble or are they dominating? Are they hunger or are they just coming to do some time pass? Right? Number three, are they smart or are they coming here to borrow my ideas? Okay, look at these three things. Good, Anbin. Any other question? No questions? So I can take all those 50 people are amazing, ideal team players, right? So follow these three qualities, keep these three qualities in mind. You all can become amazing team players, not only here in your college, once you start working, once you get married, once you become grandparents, right? Once you go to heaven, you can be an amazing team player, right? So hopefully, right, follow these three things. I want to see these three things when you're out with others. So looking forward to meet you all in the next 2 days, right? So listen to the instructions, whatever sir is going to give you right now, Anna is going to give you right now. Listen to it, and I'm more eager to meet you all, right? So come healthy, carry all the things, whatever they say, don't miss anything. Come safe. We'll have a wonderful time in OT. That is amazing. It's a beautiful campus. It's in between valley, and I bet people who are not going to be a part of it are going to regret. Right? It's one of the best place to be. I've been there multiple times. You'll enjoy. Right? Okay. So thank you so much. God bless you all. And I think Anna is here, Kaushik Anna is here. He will take it forward from you.